Get into the Christmas spirit right here on the Younger After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Tonight we're talking Season 5, Episode 7, A Christmas Miracle. Is Maggie in a love triangle? Does Zane have a heart under that suit? And what, now Charles doesn't care? Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
A prince on the bridge of a castle, moat heard lay, odelay, odelay.
We could have gone with a Christmas song, but I felt like this was more appropriate in honor of Liza and Katelyn.
I agree.
Hello, happy Wednesday. Get out of your Wednesday hump day funk. You are now here with the Younger After Show on AfterBuzz TV. My name is Tsahai, and tonight we are talking all things. We've got news and gossip, we've got some Youngerisms for you, and we've got some predictions. Tonight I have one special host with me tonight. Unfortunately, our girls Sam and Taylor are out, but I have the lovely Alice here.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm Alice Ford, and yeah, so for all you Team Charles fans, there's no one representing you here tonight. We're just all Team Josh, so sorry to say that.
Womp womp.
It's a sad day for us here in the studio.
You know what? We're going to have a good time tonight, so stick with us, please. We're in the live chat. Alice is definitely there. We'll answer, and we'll also give some shout outs to our regulars. So let's get into it. What did you think of this week's episode?
It was a little heartbreaking for me. You know, I mean, Katelyn really like spiced up Josh with what she said to him, saying, you know, like, my mom still loves you and don't give up on her. And then like 3 minutes later, it's like, there she is making out with Charles. It's like, oh my God, no.
I know. I had mixed feelings because, you know, whenever Josh comes on the screen, my heart just goes aflutter. I love him so much. But he's still kind of in this sad funk, I feel like.
Totally.
But then, you know, to see Charles happy again, that's what I've been wanting. So I'm torn. But this episode was really good.
It was really good.
It gave, you know, we had some people were sassy. We got some making out. Kelsey's in the bed. So let's start with that. We open with Kelsey and Jake in the boudoir together. I'm like, girl, is this a full-fledged relationship now with this guy? I thought it was just like, you know, kind of a casual romance, but it seemed to be a little bit more serious. What'd you think when you saw that?
It definitely seemed a lot more serious. Yeah, I mean, they were super comfortable together and talking about like what they're gonna do later, and then of course she gets the text from Zane.
I know.
And he's like, "Want to meet for breakfast?" And she's like thinking about saying yes.
Right.
And then he was basically like, well, let's take a shower. And he
I
was like, okay, well, I'm not going to
know.
have time for breakfast now, but maybe I can still sneak in coffee. Like you could tell that she was like trying to think about like, how can I fit all this in and still make it work with both of them?
That's what I love about Kelsey. She's like, you know what? Let me try making it work with both of them. And I appreciate that. You've got to maximize your time. She went from having no one to having two guys at the same time. So I love the fact that she's trying to make it work. But do you think she's doing a good job at juggling?
No. Oh my God. She's not. And obviously we see at the party later that she's going to get busted.
I know.
Which I thought that was an interesting way to play it with how Jake basically goes to Charles and is like, get rid of Zane, but I'm not going to say anything. But I don't know. What do you think? Because I almost feel like he did say something to Charles about like him and Kelsey being in a relationship.
I agree. You know, Jake, we see him in the bed and then he tells Kelsey how New York Magazine is going to publish the first chapter of his book, and he's super excited. And she thinks at the meeting she's announcing this to everyone. Come to find out that Zane is the one who set it all up. Zane is in this episode a hard worker, an upstanding guy who's really like making an effort. He like totally changed from the Zane that we've been seeing in previous episodes. So I actually started kind of liking him. But then Jake is the one who turns out to be the sneaky snake when he tells Charles that he no longer wants Zane to work on the book with he and Kelsey, and he just wants it to be Kelsey. Zane was so hurt. What did you think of that scene?
Yeah, you're so right. And Zane definitely, like, you could see, I also kind of felt bad for him in this episode. And normally I like don't like Zane very much.
Same.
But definitely in this episode I was like, oh, poor Zane.
I
like,
know.
He's so sad.
We never see Zane
so
sad.
sad.
I know, like the fact that he actually wasn't being douchey, he was making an effort. Like the fact he sent a good morning text. We know when you're dating and you're getting a good morning text, It's pretty official. Like they're consistently like reaching out to you and making sure you're okay. I appreciate a good morning text. Do you?
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I live with my boyfriend, so
See.
that would be weird.
I do not live with anyone, but I like a full good morning text as opposed to just GM. Don't be lazy.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, don't do that.
If anyone ever sent me that, I'd be like, are your fingers broken?
Exactly.
Those are the only ones you could hit.
Right. But we got Zane here asking, not only just sending a good morning text, but he's also like asking, hey, let's meet for breakfast, like making plans. And I appreciate that. And Kelsey, with her fast self, is trying to do both. Have breakfast, take a shower. It was hilarious seeing her try to juggle both guys. But
Well, yeah, and I think Zane's been getting the short end of Kelsey because she's been spending a lot more time with Jake.
Why do you think that
Definitely.
is?
I think she's more interested in Jake.
I think so. Yeah, I agree. I think maybe Zane has scarred her a little bit from the past, so she may be a little bit cautious. Plus, he's been a playboy, so she's like, okay, and he's her coworker. So even though she has dibbled and dabbled in that pond, maybe she's just still a little bit wary. But then I felt bad for him when he got cut off the project, and then when he was trying to kiss her at the party, he was being slick. Do you think how Jake saw Zane, do you think Zane saw Jake watching them? Like, do you think he did that on purpose?
He probably did do it on purpose. I think he almost probably did it on purpose because in the back of his mind, he knew something was going on with Kelsey and Jake, but he wasn't really sure. And she kept denying it. So he was like, well, this will be like a good test because if she lets me kiss her. But they're also at work. It's like no one's supposed to know that you guys have hooked up in your work circle. So like
maybe it was because it was another company's party. He felt a little bit more free, but your coworkers were there. So it's like,
and your boss.
Hello. That was very weird. Totally very weird. Strange. I read a review where they made a comment about the height difference between Charles and Jake, which I thought was hilarious. Like
Charles is really tall.
I know. When Liza kissed him, we'll get to that. She was on her tippy toes.
And she's tall.
She's tall too.
Yeah.
I'm only 5'3", so these things interest me. But so we are, Zane, Kelsey, and Jake, this whole love triangle. Where do we think it's going to go from here?
I think it's going to get really ugly.
I agree.
I don't know. But because it's weird like how Jake handled it. He was just kind of like, I'm just going to remove Zane. And then I'm going to have Kelsey all to myself, and then I'm not going to worry about it. But do you think he's going to confront her?
I do. I thought when, he said he wanted to talk to Charles, I thought he was going to tell on Casey and say, oh, I know they've slept together. Or even though he didn't have proof, I thought he was just going to put that in Charles's ear. So I was surprised to see that he wanted Kelsey close to him still. So, I guess he wanted the girl. So
see, I think he told Charles that like, I'm in a relationship with Kelsey.
I was worried that was going to happen as well. And I just don't want Kelsey to get in trouble. I want her to have her cake and eat it too. She's been through a lot. Her boyfriend, her fiance died. Like, come on, we got to cut this girl some slack.
My God, I almost forgot about
Remember that?
Yeah.
I'm still traumatized by that. So
that's true.
So in addition to this love triangle that Kelsey has going on, we have Katelyn and Liza. Now, I've mentioned it before. Katelyn, certain characters bother me. Katelyn is one of them, but I actually liked her during the holiday performance scene. She seemed to be in her element there. She grew on me in that element. What do you think of the whole Kat's holiday party?
Yeah, I liked her better in this episode too. I don't know, like her hair was a little different. She looked a little bit, I don't know, more hip or something, less like dowdy, I guess.
Something about her was
something was different.
Did you think she and Rose were in a relationship? They were like really like looped arm in arm, and I was like, I forgot. I was like for a moment, I was like, is that her roommate or her girlfriend? I was like,
that was weird.
It was very.
Well, she has been experimenting with bread facing, so maybe she's also experimenting with her sexuality.
You never know. She is in college and traveling the world, so we don't know what she learned in India. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. No, the party was crazy though because obviously Charles shows up, and then it was like, oh my God,
yes,
how is she gonna play this? And I had kind of forgotten that like those friends know Charles,
right? Because
that's like the lawyer,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And
but what I liked seeing was Sutton in her element. Like anytime Sutton gets to like the fact that she was singing, I don't think we've seen much of that before. So to see her singing and bringing out her theater roots was nice. And to see her, with her daughter and having fun in that way, it was nice to see her kind of like let loose. David, the husband with the accordion, but he made me laugh. Like whenever David pops up, I'm kind of happy because he's just messy but he makes me laugh. So I was happy that the episode didn't steer more to focus on him more and like him trying to win Liza back.
yeah,
So that would have been too much. But Charles walked in to this holiday party that the cats were holding. Rose is Katelyn's roommate, and they begged Katelyn and Liza to do their holiday tradition. So Liza, puts her hair up and puts on an apron, and they perform the lonely, I think it's pronounced goat herd from The Sound of Music, which is what we've opened up the episode with. And so to see them, I love seeing a family all together and the fact that they could get along. But once Charles walked in, looking all debonair in his suit, I was like, ooh, this is getting interesting. But Liza was so embarrassed.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, she's embarrassed just because, the thing is, did she know Charles was going to show up at that party? Because she didn't make it into like a big deal the next day. She was like, and then Charles showed up.
I mean, she
wasn't like, oh my God, what the hell? This showed up at the party. What am I going to do?
But you would have thought, okay, she knows the connection that they have, that Rose is the daughter of Charles's lawyer, you know, so like wouldn't she have thought that in advance? But like she said later in the episode, you do things to make your kids happy, so maybe it just wasn't on her radar. She was just probably focused on like being around her ex-husband again and making her daughter happy. So maybe.
Well, and obviously this moment was like the pivotal moment of change for Charles, that like him seeing her with her daughter basically made all of his anger just like disappear, and he was like, oh my God, that she's just a mom. It's amazing. I'm back in love with her, and I need her
exactly. Like that's the thing, like something that made Liza so embarrassed, like having Charles see her dancing with her family and being a mom, is the thing that made him like her more. So I found that really interesting. So Charles, gets a new perspective on Liza when he sees her at this party. So we also in this episode have Maggie and her benefactors who have gifted her, they've bought all her artwork. She's super excited. She was like, I'm rolling in the dough now. Like I have tons of money. They've given her these bracelets, the benefactors Penelope and Luca. I knew something was shifty with them because the bracelets ended up meaning that they basically owned her.
Yeah, they're like handcuffs kind of.
I know.
If you think about it.
Yes. And I was like, this is weird. So Maggie ends up going to this party where she's dressed as Karl Lagerfeld,
that's right.
Which I love. Even with the gloves, she had everything that she needed. And she meets this other artist named Akilah Jeffries, who lets her know, like, hey, Penelope and Luca, they'll buy your art, but your art's going to be in the storage, but you're going to go to St. Bart's. Now, personally, a vacation to St. Bart's a couple of times a year, I'm like, I don't know if I would have been able to give those handcuffs back. Would you?
Well, so the other artists basically explained that, but then she didn't really understand. So are they making it so they're not allowed to make more art? Or are they just like, well, we're comfortable, so we don't need to?
Maybe. I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking, it's like, so does this mean you're having a threesome with them?
But also, why would they lock up the art and not display it or resell it? Like, what is the benefit for them of that?
Maybe it's part of the whole mental, like, bondage, like your art's locked up, you belong to us,
your creativity is
exactly
locked up.
We control who you are now. So, which I like the fact that Maggie was like, no, take your money back and I'm done. I don't need this in my life, which it speaks a lot to Maggie's personality. Like she's such a free spirit. She'll probably go back to working with the tour bus company and screaming out the window. I think that's more up her alley. She has a bit more freedom.
But she should have just said, keep my art. I'm going to make more and I'm not going to be in your cult. Thank you for the checks. That was non-refundable. Have a nice day.
Exactly, because she was so excited about being able to like buy really nice Christmas gifts and like not having to make them. Because have you ever like gone from being kind of broke to finally having some money? Mm-hmm. It's like you never want to go back to the broke life.
Yeah,
so.
It's like, who's free for dinner tonight? I'm buying. Everyone's invited.
Exactly. Drinks on me.
And then you're like, oh crap, that was really expensive. Now I'm broke again.
Exactly. You're eating ramen until your next check comes. We also have Diana, who had some updates with Enzo. I loved Enzo in this
He
episode.
was great.
I mean, the last one we were kind of, making fun of him because he lived with mama. But one, Enzo is handsome, and that always sways me. Two, the way he treats Diana is so amazing. Like, I love when, if you're dating someone, I believe that you should, like, if you come over to their house, you should bring something, whether it be a bottle of wine or ask, hey, while I'm out, do you need something? A lot of guys don't do that. Enzo bought an entire Christmas tree. Yes, without her permission, but it grew on her.
It did grow on her, and she is so funny. Like, this episode cracked me up with her because she just like wanted to hate it so much, and then she was like when the lights went on, it was like cling, and she was like, oh,
I know.
okay, I like it a little more.
I know. The Christmas lights melted her heart like
It did.
like the snow that we saw in the episode.
That's right.
But he's just been so sweet to her, and I'm happy to see that he's back. And to see that the whole issue with him living with his mom didn't prevent her from getting to know him more. Plus, he's a handsome grown man. He knows how to dress appropriately for the party, and it's hard to find someone who treats you nice. So I'm really happy for Diana. What did you think about Diana making fun of Liza's necklace? And speaking of necklaces,
Yes, that's right. Diana also gave me a necklace, as you can see here. I'll show it on both sides.
Yes, lovely.
It's wonderful.
Lovely.
The necklaces. The necklace that Diana gave Liza was just like hysterical. I wanted to find something that big, but I did not have a giant.
I don't think many people do.
Cat necklace in my
Is that what
repertoire.
it was? At first, I was like
a jaguar, or
I thought it was the Versace logo at first. I was like, what is this exactly? And then the fact that she had on a similar necklace was too cute. But did you see the way Diana teared up when Liza gave her gift?
oh my gosh, yes, the crocheted scarf.
Yes.
It was a nice tender moment.
It was. She too, like, I'm seeing emotions from everyone. I'm seeing emotions from Diana. I'm seeing emotions from Zane. Charles gave us all the feels. It was like a very, it was the holiday. They were all in the holiday spirit.
Well, and for those of you that don't know, Sutton Foster actually crochets in real life.
Does she?
That's like one of the things that she does on the side.
I love
Because I was watching a recent interview, and she actually they had some crocheted things she'd done, showcase. I guess she sells them as well. And I don't know if they're on her website or somewhere else, but she
She's
does
a woman
some art.
of many talents, singing,
Yeah.
acting, and crocheting. You never know what's going
right.
to be necessary in your life. Speaking of necessary, we have tons of other shows that are also
do.
necessary for your life. Tell us some more,
That's right. We
Alice.
do have a ton of other shows. And for those of you that are watching this right now, I hope that you are subscribed to our comedy channel right now, because it's fantastic and you need to subscribe. But we've got all kinds of other after shows for all of your favorite TV shows. We've got dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and so much more. And there's no network that works harder to serve TV fans than us here at AfterBuzz. But we need your help. So we're asking that you please subscribe to at least one, but hopefully more, of our YouTube channels. And by subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you and will help you and AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you worry about pesky notifications, well, don't be, because guess what? They're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel, and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. And let us know in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. So thanks so much for being some of the best super fans out there, and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yeah.
And before we continue, I just want to give a quick shout out to all of you guys that are in the chat right now. And I know we've got one first time person joining us, Skater. So thanks for joining us for the first time. And Lawrence Falk, I see you've commented a lot, so nice to see you in there too.
Nice.
So thanks so much for joining us, guys. We really appreciate it.
Yes, and to everyone that commented about last week's episode, Floral Capacity, To the Omega, Mashael Al-Saif, Kendra Middlehurst, and Skater was here last week. Thank you, Skater. Welcome back. Trisha Bontempo and Lisa McDuffie. So we really appreciate and love your comments, and we get in there and we chat. Let us know your thoughts. We had some people comment on my question about which character you thought you felt like, and I had somebody agree. Mashael said she was a Kelsey as well, like I felt like a Kelsey. So also, don't forget to listen to us on wherever podcasts are played. You can give us 5 stars, which I like to call a high five. So definitely check us out on podcasts as well.
Yeah, on iTunes, and don't forget to just
Like, share, and
Comment on
subscribe.
YouTube and share as well too. Yeah.
Yep.
Love that.
So the big to-do in this episode was Charles and Liza. Charles is on his way to visit his children in Florida or somewhere. He had so many locations with the kids.
Yeah, I couldn't keep track of it.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
like,
like-
going, and then
Exactly. And then he's in the cab. Before we get to that, Josh was packing and Miss Katelyn stuck her nose in her mama's business. Now, Katelyn has none of the updates. She's just going off the exchange that she saw between Liza and Josh. Did you think that exchange, that it was a gift exchange? What did Josh give Liza? Did we see that? I don't think we saw that. But Liza...
No, it was something that he made, though. He was like, I just brought these over. I made them.
Okay.
But they were like, wasn't it like 3 little boxes? So wouldn't it
Yeah.
be like a gift for Caitlin, one for Liza, and then
Oh, I
one
thought
for
he was
Maggie?
just giving Liza a bunch of stuff. Okay, interesting.
I don't
okay,
know.
Nice.
I kind of figured it was the same thing for all 3, but maybe that was
Good
just
idea. I like that. And Liza gives Josh a crocheted hat, which was very nice, by the way.
Yeah, it was. I can't crochet that.
I can't.
I could maybe do like a string.
I can purchase it from the store. That's what I
right.
can do.
Yes.
So she gives Josh this crocheted hat, which he looks adorable in, by the way. Katelyn sees him outside when he's packing to leave to head to his family's, and she butts her nose into her mom's business and says, don't give up on my mom. What did you think about that?
Oh, I was like, oh, she's giving him hope. And then, of course, it's just going to he's going to get smashed. I'm so sure, which obviously we see in a few minutes. And yeah, I just, I want them to get back together, but also it's sucks because you could see the glisten in his eyes, of how excited he was.
I know.
Of oh my gosh, yes, you must, he was like, did you talk
Did
to
she
your
say
mom?
anything? I know.
And of course, Katelyn was like, no, she didn't. But I just know, that you guys are meant for each other.
I know, but Katelyn, I need you to worry about your own love life and stop focusing on your mom's. And then 2, a part of me, I love Josh and Liza. I really do. But, when you've been in a relationship and you've had the ups and downs, for some people, sometimes it's just easier to move on and get a fresh start with somebody else. And I kind of want to see what happens with this whole Charles thing now. I just want to see where it goes. It gives her an opportunity to not have to pretend.
Mm-hmm.
She can be herself, which she hasn't been since the writer guy that she was hanging out with. And Charles is a dream guy. He's got a great job. He's a good father. He's smart.
He's grown up.
Yeah, he's a grown up. So it's time she didn't have that with her husband.
That's true.
So now this is her opportunity to have a real grown up relationship like a big girl. So that's why I'm excited.
Well, before
about it.
I get into my thoughts about Charles, Billie Jean in the chat just said how messed up would have been if Josh had shown up when Liza and Charles were kissing. And that reminded me that as soon as the episode ended, I was like, oh my God, let's pretend the credits didn't just roll, because I'm pretty sure Josh probably also got in his taxi and then was thinking about Liza so much that he also drove by and probably saw them kissing and then was like, just kill me now.
Throw me. He threw himself outside of the cab and got hit by a car. Probably. That's what he would have done.
So that was my thought on that.
No,
and I
don't
was just
say
like,
that.
no,
I'm
it's
glad
terrible.
they were able to have that moment. It was so cute when Sutton, or AKA Liza, dropped the groceries. And I was reading a review and they were like, I've never felt more seen than when Liza was doing the New York struggle walk with the groceries. If you've ever lived in New York and gotten off the subway with your groceries in the snow, it is not cute. You don't look cute and it's not fun. So to see handsome Charles at the door, amazing, so exciting. And the fact that he said, I don't care anymore. I died.
But I think also the attraction with him is it's like Kelsey's attraction for most guys. It's if a guy doesn't want you, you want them 10 times harder. Yes. And so Charles has been playing obviously the hard to get kind of game with being angry and then just not being available. And so I think it's been making Liza want him even more than maybe she would have. I mean, yeah, he's a great catch, but
that's good because she knows she has Josh. She knows how Josh feels,
Right.
so she's like, I got you.
all she has to do is be like, okay, Josh, I'm ready to get back in a relationship. But with
I'm
Charles,
ready
it's
now.
the game of
Cat
and mouse.
Oh,
Totally.
true. He's more of a challenge for her. Yes. Okay, I like that. So we also have some news and gossip for you guys we can get into.
Me too.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So we have a clip that you saw from, what was it, Entertainment Tonight?
Yeah, this is on Entertainment Tonight, and it's just talking about Hilary Duff's pregnancy and some thoughts that the other cast members have. So
Nice.
we'll let you guys watch it.
Yeah, get into it.
So go ahead, don't hold back. Say what you were gonna say.
Hilary Duff's younger co-stars are beaming over her baby girl.
Fast one on everyone.
We're so excited for her.
E.T. was exclusively with Sutton Foster and Nico Tortorella at a younger fan screening at 92nd Street Y in New York City.
Oh, she's doing great. I just saw her in LA. We had a summer party and she came over and she seems so happy and I'm so excited for her.
When did you know, and have you started to plan the extra big baby shower?
Well, I'm still trying to get over the gender reveal and like what that even means. So no, I haven't been planning the baby shower quite yet. But true story, the first day we got back of the season, there was like Hilary was like, it could be, I don't know, something's going on.
Okay.
And so we've known for a while. Yeah.
She told us about midway through the season. We all have kids.
Okay.
And we're all sharing like cute videos of like, look at my daughter. And she's
So
like,
if any of you guys follow Hilary
shows
on
us, like,
social
a
media,
ton of
you
them.
might have seen her recent posts of her big belly. And so we just thought we'd share this because it's kind of cute to see what the other cast members think.
Yeah, and in that clip, if you notice, Sutton, I think that dress she was wearing in that clip, she wore in the episode because I remember she looked so cute. It reminded me of like a Chanel dress, and she looked really cute in the episode. And then I was like, okay, I think that dress looks really familiar, so that's really funny to see.
Maybe part of her deal is that she gets to keep some of the wardrobe.
I would totally. We also have our younger isms.
Oh, wait, first, one more news thing. It's actually Miriam Shor's birthday today, so we want to give a shout out to Miriam. Happy birthday.
That's why you wore the necklace as well.
Right.
Yes.
You guys
yes.
need to see it again. All the cameras.
Happy birthday. One of my favorite parts of this show is the younger isms, which is our favorite quotes for the show. And I had a couple this week. When Diana saw Liza's necklace at the conference room table where Charles was thanking everyone for their work, she said, "Keep that epilepsy trigger away from my eyeline." Mind you, now the Christmas lights she ended up seeing at home were the same exact thing, but when Enzo brought it, it was fine.
It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Diana just really cracks me up. I think she cracks me up more in like every episode.
Yeah, she's my fave. I love her.
Because she just gets like sassier and sassier.
She does. Also, I liked when Liza tried to get tried to judge Kelsey for dating both guys. Kelsey like kind of got bossed up and was like, "Excuse me, you've been gaslighting an entire company since I met you. Can I have one secret?" And I feel like she is allowed. Like I like Kelsey so much. Like I want her to have fun. Like this whole love triangle thing. I feel like it's just her weighing her options.
Well, totally. And I actually had that one written down too because I really loved that line. I thought that was really funny as well. So let me see if I had another one.
I had a couple more too. Wait, when Maggie said, "This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard, and my cousin is still in Stomp." Did you remember?
No, I didn't hear that. I must have missed that one.
I had to go back.
My cousin's still in Stomp. Oh my gosh. I was at a reliving the 90s party before tonight, before the show tonight, and so that reminds me of the 90s Stomp.
Yes, that's what made it extremely funny for me too. Another younger ism that I had was when Charles said, "It was very nice to meet you last night." Charles, you know, sometimes I was mad at him for the first couple of episodes, but he has won me over.
Well, he does do the like he makes like statements that shouldn't be sexy, like sexy.
Yeah, right?
You're like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you last night too."
I find myself falling in love with him all over again. I'm so torn. I'm Team Josh, but Charles, you know, we're all in a love triangle, just like Kelsey is.
It's true.
That's how I feel.
And I don't think there's anyone that I would want Josh to date either. Like, I know that's selfish, but...
Did you feel like there was something like a vibe between him and Katelyn when she was talking to him?
Well, we kind of talked about that like a couple episodes ago about like, God, I hope he doesn't like hook up with Katelyn or something. That would be like horrible.
Well, for a minute I was like, did he just give her the eye like the once over? I was like, but then his emotion changed. I was like, okay, Josh, don't be nasty.
I
now.
saw that too. Like it was almost like I was like, okay, is he just like gonna give her a hug? Or like there's like this weird like oh wait, no, too much.
Caitlyn was being a little flirtatious
Totally.
too, right?
Well, he's a hot guy.
I mean, I'd be flirtatious too.
She's like, don't give up on my mom, or you could just come over to my place.
Right? So I was like, you being fast, Caitlyn. Don't do that. Let your mom have her
Save
man.
the bread for later.
Exactly. Focus on that. We also have some predictions for.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Now, I don't have the chills like Sam usually has, but basically my prediction is sexy time. That's it. I've been waiting for it. I said it last week. I want to see Liza get some. It is time. And the fact that she has the option of Charles now, let's get into it. I need to see it. I need to see all the angles. No more hiding behind any doors, Liza and Charles. Let me see everything. Slow-mo. I need everything. We've been waiting 5 seasons for this.
We haven't. I think the office is going to get weird, and I think
weird for who though?
Weird for maybe everyone else.
Okay.
Or just like people are going to be like, "What is going on in here?" And I think obviously we watched the previews. I don't know if you guys did,
yes.
But it looks like Charles is going to start looking a little younger.
He's
like, oh, perhaps I'm younger now.
What, did Charles had like a full beard? I was like, what's going on?
Well, and it was like, I don't know, like it was like colored or uncolored or I don't know.
Charles is loosening up basically.
He's loosening up.
But
He's loosening the tie.
Exactly. What were your predictions for next week?
I think Josh is going to get heartbroken again.
No, I don't.
It's like, stop being sad.
I know.
Maybe he just needs to like go on a vacation or something. I don't know if any of you guys watched The Affair, but like in The Affair, the husband basically goes on what his mom calls a walkabout.
Okay.
Because he's confused about his relationship.
Okay.
And so he lives in New York. And so he goes to California to just like be alone and not talk to his wife and figure out which girl he's really in love with. Is it his wife or is it his ex? And so maybe Josh needs to walk about it as well.
I don't know, because like you said, I don't know who else I want to see Josh with. Like, I feel like nobody's good enough for him. It definitely better not be Caitlyn, okay?
God,
if
no.
anything, I'd prefer it be Kelsey, but not Caitlyn. No, ma'am.
Kelsey can't take another man.
No, I know. She's got enough
to.
right now. She's got enough. Now, if I don't like, we said that, the previews played a little bit. I don't know if you guys saw, but Pauline's coming back. I'm upset about that. Like, she's coming to cause trouble, and I don't know what she's gonna do. I don't think it's positive though.
Well, I think the Pauline thing with Liza was never really played out. So a couple episodes ago, when Pauline kind of left the picture and Charles stormed out and Liza went after him, she looked at Liza and was like, oh,
right.
And then we never really found out anything else after that. So
That's true. And then next week, by this time, Charles and Liza would have had sexy time. So Pauline's she's like, oh, wait a minute. I smell it. I can see what's going on now.
Well, and now Charles doesn't show up at her house for Christmas.
True.
So she's like, what's going on?
Speaking of Christmas, Charles gave Liza a bonus.
Oh, yes.
But we didn't see the number. I don't remember seeing the number. How much do you guys think Charles gave Liza for the bonus?
Yeah, let's get some guesses in our chat.
Yeah, please let us know your thoughts. I think he gave her 8 is my lucky number, so I'm going to say $8,000. What do you think?
I think it's like 15,000.
What?
I don't know for that much for that face that she made. I don't know.
I like it. Okay, Maggie's got some money. Liza's got some money. What we have is you, and we need you back here next week with all of us for the Younger After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV. My name is Tsahai, and you can find me on social media at Say Hi Tsahai.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at Alice L. Ford or at Alice's Adventures on Earth everywhere else. And I can't wait to talk to you guys next week.
Yes, let us know how much you think Charles gifted Liza for the holiday bonus and any of your other thoughts about the show. We look forward to being with you next week and see you then.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.